Fishin Affliction. Hello.
Well, Mom and Dad's grab the kids, it's time for the fishing show. Me and old Rusty's gonna go catch them down at the fishing hole. Well, you better stick around, cause you don't know what you're missing. Yeah, me and old Rusty's got that fishing affliction. Grab your hats, grab your baits, and don't forget your poles. We're gonna fire up that old Ranger boat and head to the fishing hole. We're gonna try to catch a biggin'. Yeah, that's what we're wishing, cause me and old Rusty's got that fishing affliction. Yeah, me and old Rusty's got that fishing affliction. Yeah. Man, and we've got it bad.
Just like me. Here, fishy, fishy, here, fishy, fishy, here.
Schooling fish on Old Hickory. Check it out. See if you can get the camera down there. Oh. Well, I tell you what, we had to get the camera on him. He did have it in his mouth, but he threw it. Look at that. We had to turn the camera on, so we waited just for a second to get everything ready to show you. But we're just got on the water here just not 4 minutes ago. And we just went around the corner, and there's, Vic, I don't know if you can get all that right there, but there's a school of bait fish right there. Can you see that pretty good on the camera? Folks, that's what these guys right here are eating. So we're out doing a little fun fishing today. Let's see what we're gonna get into on Old Hickory. Well, folks, rise and shine. It's Fishing Affliction time, and thank you so much for joining us this morning time. And today, we're going to school on Old Hickory. We're going to be fishing for schooling bass that are feeding on these schools of threadfin shad. And we also have a special guest in the boat today, the end of skillet gal, Miss Vicki Porter. Now, if there's one thing she likes to do more than cook in that skillet, is to catch fish. She absolutely loves it, and she's excellent at doing it. So sit back and enjoy going to school on Old Hickory Lake. Schooling bass, huh, V?
Yeah.
What you got? Look, it's a good one too. Man, holy cow. Oh, V, swing him in the boat, swing him in the boat. It's a keeper.
Wow.
Oh, good for you.
Look at that.
Be careful, let me help you, okay? And then I'll, well, here, let's swap camera. Here you go. The end of skillet gal, trying to keep it Vipa.
See what happens when y'all let me out of the kitchen?
Whatever. That's your fish, that's a nice one.
That is a good fish.
Here, let's swap back now. Okay. And tell you what, folks, we weren't expecting to film. We always just take the camera with us whenever we go.
Look at that.
Is that a beaut or what, huh? Throwing a red eye, and yours is the
diamond shad.
Yes, that's right. You're throwing the diamond shad, and that's in the 1/4 ounce, and I'm throwing a little bit bigger red eye, and that's a nice fish, V.
It is a good one.
Well, hold on. Let's get a picture, then we're going to release it. So hold on 1 second.
All right, I'm going to put him back and go catch another one just like it.
You know, something interesting that you did, we were catching fish, and right behind you right now, there's these folks can see the shoreline.
A lot of activity.
Right, lots, but then what happened?
I started to see some jumping out in the middle, and I said, hey, I'm going to try this. And
hey,
first
there
cast,
it was.
there
How about that? Well, let's see if it happened. You know, and it could be that what's feeding this way might not be the bigger bass or bass at all. So, but there, no doubt, there's just so much bait where we're at right now. Just an incredible amount of threadfin shad. And I'm going to keep talking so you don't fish anymore, because I'm going to catch the next one.
No, that's not fair.
All right, go catch him. V, you might have.
I've got another one.
You sure do. Oh, he's just a dancing out there, and when he goes to dance, I miss it. Oh, that's cool, V.
Oh, he's mad.
Swing him in there. Oh, and you know, he just spit out another nice fish, Vic.
Another decent fish there.
Oh, isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, man, that's great. You're throwing that diamond shad, and that's that 1/4 ounce, and you're throwing it away from the shore.
I am.
And you know something that happened when he came out of the water, matter of fact, I can video it right there. There is what he was eating on. And your diamond shad, can you see that, V?
Yes.
Isn't that wild?
And this looks just about like what he's feeding on.
I mean, that's just about identical size and everything. Well, here, I'm going to take them off for you, then you can do the hero shot. You can make them a movie star. So hold on. Well, Vipa, you've made a movie star out of them. So
Number 2.
Number 2, I know it. All right.
Put him back in.
Put him back in.
And there he goes.
It's kind of neat, huh? You know, catching schooling bass is so much fun, but we were just talking right before you caught that fish, how difficult it gets sometimes. You'd think you're about to catch 1,000 of them, and there are times that you will catch bunches of them. But right now, we're just at the turn of the weather starting to happen. The fish are starting to move in. They're starting to school, and it's just about to happen. Probably within a week's time, we can probably come out of here and just catch a whole bunch of them. But it's fun, isn't it?
It is fun.
Hey, you just stay right there, and I'm going to keep fishing.
I'm going to try to catch some more before they leave.
Well, folks, here is what these bass are schooling on. These are threadfin shad, and there's absolutely millions of them this time of year in the water. This is a pretty good size one right here, and in the wilds of Old Hickory Lake, they are countless in numbers. Folks, we'll be back in just a few more minutes as we go back to school on Old Hickory Lake. But right now, let's go see some pictures from this week's
In the Wild. Your pictures in the wild. Brought to you by the Boat Doctors. Before and after. Awesome.
Well, folks, by now, you know that here on Fishin' Affliction, we love to have pictures of wildlife. And we can't think of anybody else that takes a better picture than our own in the Skillet gal, Miss Vicki Porter. And she took these outstanding pictures of a great blue heron enjoying some food and some sun. And folks, we love to look at the wildlife while we're out there doing what we get to do. And these are just great examples of these wonderful moments. Folks, you can send your pictures to pics@fishandaffliction.com, and be sure to check out the picture galleries at www.fishandaffliction.com, and be sure to send us your pics, and maybe you'll see them right here on the big screen.
In the Wild. Your pictures in the wild. Brought to you by the Boat Doctors. Before and after. Awesome.
Kind of like this, all over, like that.
Maybe kind of like if you kind of steady, and if you pop it a little bit, you know.
There's no way I'm going to do that.
I believe it's like this.
Yeah, it's kind of like this.
It's like this. Then it's going like this.
No way.
Kind of like this. The sexy swimmer, it's got action you can't believe until you see it. I'm kind of liking this.
Got it bad? Want it bad?
Folks, if you've got it bad and you want it bad, you can own any episode of Fishin' Affliction for just a low price of $5. That's right, $5 for any of your favorite Fishin' Affliction episodes. And if you want them all, then we've got a great deal for you. The entire collection of Season 1 or Season 2 on DVD for only $19.95. That's right, folks. The entire collection of either Season 1 or Season 2 in a beautifully packaged DVD box set for only $19.95. The season of your choosing for only $19.95. To purchase this great deal or any individual show of Fishin' Affliction, go to our website at www.fishandaffliction.com to the online store for this incredible offer. Single episodes for $5 or the complete box set of Season 1 or Season 2 for only $19.95. Fishin' Affliction, for those who've got it bad. Smyrna Ready Mixed is an established company that handles business daily with integrity and professionalism. Whether you're a general contractor, a professional home builder, or a do-it-yourself homeowner, SRM has all your concrete solutions. With several locations in the Middle Tennessee area to service you, SRM offers a wide variety of concrete mix designs, admixtures, reinforcing products, aggregates, and much more to meet the requirements of any construction project that you have. From the biggest to the littlest, SRM is here to service you with unmatched quality and service. SRM, serving you with integrity and professionalism.
The Tournament Trail, for those who've got it bad. Brought to you by SRM, Smyrna Ready Mix, serving you with professionalism and integrity.
Well, Folks, the Big Dog and I want to congratulate fellow Strike King pro staffer Kevin Van Dam. He recently won his 6th Bass Angler of the Year award and his 3rd Angler of the Year award in a row. KVD also won the Bassmaster Classic back in February, and he is the first person since Mark Davis, also a Strike King pro staffer, to win both the Classic and Angler of the Year in the same season. Unbelievable that this guy can do what he does, and we're proud to be associated with Kevin and Strike King. Folks, you can send your tournament results to info@fishandaffliction.com, and be sure to check out our ever-growing archives at fishandaffliction.com. And once again, thank you to Smyrna Ready Mix for sponsoring the tournament trail. And now, back to Fishin' Affliction. Well, we are back out on Old Hickory chasing schooling fish, which is what we did yesterday. And that's my first cast with a red eye. We've only been out here for just a couple minutes. And we were talking yesterday about the fun opportunity that is presented by catching what they call fish in the jumps or schooling fish. Anyway, so we came out here to continue on trying to catch them. And this is a spot a couple years ago that both Vic and I caught many fish. I don't know how many that we actually caught that week's worth of catching these fish, but both of us at 2 days in a row had our first doubles. So, but that's what we're looking for. This is a lot of fun to do, and you'll catch other things than largemouth bass also. And you can see what's being used. We're using a Strike King red eye. Vic's got a diamond shad on. It's the one size smaller, and that's about the exact size of the threadfin shad, and there are just literally millions and millions of them out here. So what I was doing right now, it's not quite prime time. So what I was doing is I was throwing the bait out, letting it sink to the bottom, and just getting a good little yank up to get it off the bottom and fishing it slow, and then letting it sink every once in a while. And these red eyes are just designed perfectly for the flutter aspect that they give when you let them sink a little bit. So with that said, let me get this little guy back in, and we'll see if we can catch a few more. All right, look at there, Vipa. Now, I thought you said you were going to catch the next one.
I didn't have a chance.
I like that. Boy, you're just so much fun when you're getting this opportunity. And look, this is a good bass right here. Look at there.
This is a good one.
Isn't that nice? We were in this area yesterday, Vic, when you caught yours, and we were a little bit deeper. Although there was a lot of action towards the shoreline, you made your cast out in deeper water and in about that 12-foot area. I'll tell you what, I got to do a little bit of surgery to get this this fish unhooked. Let me do that, and then we'll release her back to the wilds. Oh, wait a second, I think we're okay. It just actually, oh yeah. You know, taking a little extra time to make sure that you're not hurting the fish in any which ways. A lot of times when we get these fish out of the water, our hooks actually go down into those gills, and then of course we pull and we do damage, and that's almost what happened there. The fish was only hooked. The hooks actually didn't go through the flesh of the fish. It just got caught in the back, just where the gills begin. When I picked it up and gave the line slack, and then it went further down. And if I pull, of course, then going to do some serious damage to that fish and probably won't live. But anyway, with that said, always be alert to that. That way you can do what you need to do and turn these fish loose that you're going to turn back loose. I'm going to catch me a couple more though, so I can practice what I'm telling you about. V?
He's trying to go under the boat.
Well, he is under the boat. He's not trying.
He doesn't want to come in the boat.
Oh my.
Got him.
Okay, well hold on. Let me get him. Why don't you, here, go ahead and swing him. Very good.
Good fish. Not exactly how I want to catch him, but
I'll tell you what, I want you to,
fish.
Why don't you hold this camera.
Okay.
He smacked the fire out of it, didn't he?
He did.
Well, this looks like you've made this fish a movie star. Well, folks, as you can see, this episode is taken from several trips that we've made here in the last week or so. and I knew that these fish would start staging to really commit to going into that shallow water to start their fall feeding frenzy. But a lot of times some of those bigger fish are still holding off in that deeper water, and that's when you need to put on a Strike King football head jig or a Series 6 XD and go after them. Vic and I just pulled into a place to go after some schoolin bass, and I came across a hump. And I want to tell you something. A lot of times when these bass are going to be up and feeding at some point of the day, isn't that a dandy? That is about a 2 3/4, almost 3-pound fish. Man, what a beaut. I'll tell you, we're going to put this baby in the live well. So in just a second, well, I want to put some oxygenated water on her. So just hold on one second. How cool. I'll tell you what, we weren't really expecting this. We came in to go after some schooling fish that we saw that have been feeding on that pattern that, you know, near the shorelines and near the aquatic vegetation. And in doing so, Vic and I came across a hump out here. And you know, it's one thing to always be prepared for something. And if you can look down on the deck here, I'm notorious for putting out so much stuff, and a lot of times I won't use it, but by gosh, I have it. And I just happen to have that Strike King 3/4 ounce football jig right there. You can see with that Strike King, that's the Rage Crawl trailer right there. And I made one cast with that and caught that fish. And you know, a lot of times these fish, they will hold off on structure before they actually come up and feed. And needless to say, that there's tons of fish right there that they can feed on also. So sometimes these fish are not actually going up that way to feed. So there's a little tip. And matter of fact, as we're speaking right now, the fish that we were going to go to are up and busting right now. So it's just one thing to always be prepared with not just the type of bait that you're going to catch those schooling fish on, those red eyes or the you know, the diamond shad, or even we got the caffeine shad on, and I've got a sexy spoon. But also too, be prepared to do something a little bit different, because that just might put a good fish in the boat, and it sure did on the first cast. That's so exciting. Let's see if we can catch another one. Well, after reviving that fish and turning her loose, I came across another hump. I threw a marker out, and lo and behold, on my second cast, which was the first cast with a Series 6 XD, I hooked into a dandy. I'll tell you what, is that just neat, B? Series. This is a beautiful fish. I want to show you what is down in its mouth. If you can see that, Vic, can you see that? It's the tail of a big shad.
Yeah.
Look how big that is, huh? How big is that fish? Beautiful fish, isn't it? We're going to revive it. Once again, looking for these schooling fish, and sure enough, came across a hump. They're not moving up shallow today like they had been, and I'm telling you, if you just look for some offshore structure where the school of bait, like that big shad, will actually school on those edges in that 15, 16 foot of water down to 20 foot edge right there, you can get yourself into something like that. Isn't that awesome? That is so cool. Series 6 XD Strike King also. Just so cool. Matter of fact, it knocked my hat off. So that's awesome. We're gonna revive this fish. I wanna get a picture of it too, Vic. Folks, these are some dandy bass caught while going to school on Old Hickory Lake. And the In the Skillet gal, she caught some fine fish too. And not only did she do that, but she took some great video. This is her camera work, and I sincerely appreciate her taking the time and being on the show. Vicki did just a great job. And folks, not only can she fish and shoot video, but she can flat cook it. So let's go see what she cooked this week. In the Skillet with Chef Vicki Porter is brought to you by Cleepy.com, turning your precious memories into video treasures.
Welcome to In the Skillet. I'm Vicki Porter, and today I have a recipe for you that combines elements from two of my favorite things, pasta and salad. This is called my Antipasta Salad. And now for the ingredients. You will need 1/2 cup of olive oil, 3 tablespoons of red wine vinegar, 1 garlic clove minced, 1 teaspoon of dried basil, 1 teaspoon of salt, 6 ounces of pasta, 1/4 cup of grated Parmesan cheese, 2 cups of broccoli, 4 ounces of sliced pepperoni, 10 to 15 cherry tomatoes halved, and 1 cup of shredded mozzarella cheese. After you've cooked and drained your pasta, next in a bowl we're going to add together our olive oil, our vinegar, the garlic, basil, and salt and pepper, and mix this all together. Next, add your pasta and mix it together until the pasta is evenly coated. Then we're going to put this in the refrigerator for a couple of hours. After taking this out of the refrigerator, it's time to add the rest of the ingredients. Now mix all the ingredients together. Sprinkle the rest of your Parmesan cheese on top of this and you'll be ready to enjoy this delicious antipasta salad. You can find this recipe at fishandaffliction.com. I'm Vicki Porter. Tune in next week to see what's cooking in the skillet.
Hey, what do you think about these? Shaw Grigsby likes these, but Denny Brower looks awesome in these. You know, a lot of people don't know that Strike King is the #1 importer of packaged polarized sunglasses in the whole entire country. I've seen Mark Davis wear these, and I like them a lot. They're awesome. But you know what? Me, I have got to have my monsters.
Big Dog, you take me to Kentucky Lake, Guntersville, some fabulous trips, but there is something that can give you the trip of a lifetime.
It's called World Ventures.
We travel for pleasure, for adventure. We travel to seek out new experiences and to make new memories. If you're like most people, you're stressed out, overworked, underpaid, and you need a vacation. If you're like most people, you need World Ventures.
Folks, World Ventures is not only a great travel opportunity for you and your family, but it's a great business opportunity. And Big Dog, how do they contact you to find out more about this?
All they got to do is call me at my personal cell phone number, 615-406-5553, and I'll be able to explain a little bit more on the cell phone. And there's meetings every week around town, and we'll get you into one of those and you can look at it.
And this is the #5 travel company in all of the world, folks. The legitimacy of this opportunity is incredible. Get a hold of the Big Dog. I never had your cell phone number until right now. Folks, World Ventures Travel, call the Big Dog and he'll tell you all about it.
It's time for Fishin' 101, brought to you by Maryville Middle Bass Club. Now here's Carla.
Welcome to Fishing 101 with the Maryville Middle School Bass Club. I'm Carla, and today we want to remind everyone that if you were born after January 1st, 1989, basically if you're about 21 or under, that you must pass the TWRA Boater Education Exam to operate a boat in Tennessee waters. If you're visiting from another state, then you can show proof that you passed the National Association of State Boating Law Administrators exam. Most of the courses are free, and you can check out the TWRA website at tnwildlife.org for testing times and locations. Being safe on the water is important to all of us, so make sure you know how to operate your boat and that you carry your TWRA Boater Education card with you. Thanks guys, and we'll see you next week with a new tip on Fishing Affliction.
Thanks for that great tip, Carla. And folks, get on the internet and check out Maryville Middle Bass Club, because they are doing some great things over in that Maryville, Knoxville, Tennessee area. And we are proud to have them as a part of the Fishin' Affliction family. Now folks, this portion of the show is brought to you by Deca Batteries and Kistler Rods. Fishing never felt so good. Now when the Big Dog heard about those schooling bass on Old Hickory, he picked me up early in the morning time and off we went to school. But folks, sometimes things just happen, and on this particular trip we just had a bunch of mechanical issues and we were never able to go where we wanted to go. So we just ended up fishing in one small little area, relying on only the trolling motor to get us around. But you know what? We still had fun, and it didn't stop the Big Dog from catching him some largemouth.
I don't think I had a good hook in him, but I got a decent hook in him. Pretty solid largemouth.
XD fish.
Yep, XD fish. Definitely a keeper. Definitely a keeper for Old Hickory. We're on Old Hickory this morning, and a lot of fish in the jumps this morning. And
Need some surgery?
no.
No, I guess not.
There we go. Good little solid largemouth XD fish. Let her go. Now, she come right. We made a turn. Been seeing a lot of fish breaking on top. Pulled out here on the drop. Made a couple casts right there and loaded up. The color on the XD, I don't know if it's all that critical right now, but you're just trying to match the color on the bait. And if you're looking at these shad right now, they've got a light back to them and just a real flashy side. So, you know, the chrome, the natural shad, the Tennessee shads, all those colors are good colors right now. There's a pretty good one. Good solid keeper. Good solid chunk. Here, let me pull us out a little bit because we got wind pushing us back in on this thing.
That's okay, I'm gonna get closer to you.
Yep.
Found some wind on a wind-blown point, rather, some water being stirred up by that wind. Through that red eye. Nice fish, big dog.
Yeah, that's a good solid keeper. That's the third keeper for the day, but it's been a tough bite. Yeah.
Well, folks, we hope you've enjoyed Going to School on Old Hickory Lake, dealing with schooling bass and how to catch them. As you've seen from these clips, there's several methods and presentations that surely can be effective for you relative to what the fish are doing, and you just have to learn how to read it. And as you can see on this last day that the big dog and I went fishing, the weather conditions absolutely changed, and they were totally different than we had dealt with earlier at any point. And sometimes, folks, you just got to get out and go to school. That's how you learn. And we are so excited to have Maryville Middle Bass Club on board with us. They'll be here with us each and every week. Please check them out on the internet and get on board with what they're doing, because it's a great cause. And next week's episode is with the Wounded Warriors of the United States of America, folks, the people that have given so much for our freedoms. Tune in next week, and thank you so much for spending your time with us. Folks, thank you so much for tuning in this week to Fishin' Affliction. We sincerely appreciate your time. And thank you so much to our sponsors as they keep us going. Be sure to tune in next week to Fishin' Affliction, because there's no doubt.
Yeah, me and old Rusty's got that Fishin' Affliction. Grab your hats, grab your baits, and don't forget your poles. We're gonna fire up that old Ranger boat and head to the fishing home. We're gonna try to catch a biggin'. Yeah, that's what we're wishing, 'cause me and old Rusty's got that Fishin' Affliction. Yeah, me and old Rusty's got that Fishin' Affliction. Yeah. Man, and we've got it bad.
Rusty's catch of the day.
I'll bet you anything.
Here, watch it like
You'll
this.
hit a striking bait. Let's go.
Ain't nothing safe around me.